Hello, dudes and dudettes. Jesus, I can't believe I actually messed that up. This is Gamer. It's your favorite Reject Gamer Mix 17 here, and man, am I messing up my intro. Anywho, besides the point, we are back with Minecraft Lessons, even though no one ever watches it. But oh well, I'm gonna make my crappy content, and no one's going to enjoy it except for myself crying in my sleep. Anywho, moving on. Besides that, even though I don't cry, we are going over the subject of note blocks. Yes. Note blocks, these crazy things here. Now, I had this display here for months. In fact, it was not as old as this world. Don't ignore all that. But I was so curious about note blocks that I started testing them out a little because I never used them before. And well, I basically made a huge I forgot I can't fly. I basically made a huge column that allows me to understand which block allows which sound. For instance, if you want a sound similar to this sound, it goes well with every single type of stone that is on display right here, the way down here, including ores. Yes, I went to the extreme exotic and so on forth. This list goes all the way down here, and I'm not gonna deal with that. I swear, stone is the longest list there is that has this sound, which doesn't really sound all that great, but whatever. And then there's the dirt, which goes as well along all the way down here, which, yes, apparently includes gems, ice, and all this other madness. Leaves, TNT, yes, TNT. Pistons. Hey, in fact, I even learned that this is actually the pure sound because technically this is air. So yeah, interesting in its own way, but pretty useless if you're not interested in this at all. And then if you want this type of sound, yeah, it's basically with any type of sand, gravel, soul sand, and even concrete powder. Now this sound is quite interesting. It only works for the gold block. I've tried every single block. Even though you may not see some of them on display, I've tried them all. Kind of like a dinghy sound, basically. Then, of course, any type of wood, like wooden planks, wooden logs. I'm pretty sure now it's not pretty sure. I know for a fact that's actually the whatever it's called. Skinned? No, not skinned. Carved? I don't know. Other type of new logs that was added not too long ago. Bookshelves, mushroom pieces, that, and of course its own self, which, by the way, for anyone who doesn't know, if you put anything on top of note blocks, the sound will not produce. And I believe this is actually a trap chest, if I'm not mistaken. Crafting table. Wait, what? Oh, that's right. Yes, I also did what's the thing called? You'll see later. And there's the wood that I was talking about. What's this thing called again? I don't know. I'll find out some other time, I guess. And then for clay, kind of has this cool little sound in a way. Packed ice, almost similar to this, but there's a huge difference. This one has more of an echo. This one, it kind of just suddenly stops, almost as if it's suppressed in a way. Then with glowstone, sea lanterns, glass, colored glass, and even the beacon gives out this like bony type of sound. I don't know, it sounds good for like some idiotic bones, kind of like from Lego Ninjago. Yeah, and then this is actually bone. This is for like another type of bone in a way. Only difference is I can't get. There's a difference. I'm telling you. Nah, this is not bone. This sounds more like a bone type of thing. This one sounds something else. I don't know. And then there's guitar. Yeah, this is for every single type of wood. As you see, like I said earlier, I'm not gonna put every single block down because that would have wasted more than this already took. This took me an hour to put all together. This was months ago. So now then, off to the actual important things, and that is what you can actually do with it. Now, as you see, if I were to do the interacting button in a way, yeah, the interacting button, it'll allow me to change the sound. But if I were to hit it using my mining button, but don't hold it, but just tap it repeatedly, I can make the same single sound. But I'm pretty sure everyone's hands are going to start cramping up as soon as they start doing that. So that's why if you throw some redstone into the mix, it gets interesting. Now I got all the key ingredients that I'm going to need. Don't know why I have a crafting table. And this is what exactly I'm going to need. For one thing, for a button, it's 1 stone. In case no one knew that, hooray, now you know. For a lever, it's a stick and some cobblestone, and 1 thing is cobblestone. There you go. For the actual note block itself, it's 8 planks of wood surrounded in a formation of much like a chest. Put 1 thing of redstone in the center, and there you go. There's your famous note block. Now, as you might see, I have some diamonds here, and that's to show off just a little bit more than just a note block. Oh, whoops. And that is the I don't know how you'd put it, but basically a different type of musical block, which is the jukebox. Which, by the way, this is not how a jukebox looks like in real life, much like how the furnace is. Anywho, moving on past that, I'm going to need to make some redstone torches for another important ingredient that is very used in many of these types of note block creations, and that is by using redstone repeaters. This, for anyone who doesn't know how to make them, well, now you do. And jukeboxes, just as a bit of a side note, since, you know, might as well throw them in since they're also an important musical instrument, is that they play the discs that are dropped from mobs. Yeah, yeah, I had to switch to survival so I don't, you know, break these things, because if I can't do the same tune. But yeah, anywho, moving on past that, let's see, I'll choose these two, I guess. Basically what you can do is if a mob drops a disc, I think you can barely hear it. Hold on. There it is. Sorry about that, my dog's in the background. But you can also play 2 at a time. Alright, but other than that, you could also do a few other things, and that is to throw redstone in the mix. Now, I have 2 different creations. This one is more of a simpler one. There you go, doorbell. It's a little bit slower, to be honest. Maybe if I did this. Maybe 2 tick delay. That sounds a bit better. But yeah, something as simple as that to something a little more complex, but not super complex, as from what I have learned, is this. Yeah, sorry about the note block right here. It's one more thing. So yeah, sorry about that. Oh, snap. But yeah, that's about it. And the notes, as you can clearly hear, there's different sounds, much like how I displayed on the other things. Goes up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, okay, so no, it's 4. It goes up to 24 notes, basically. Yeah, sorry, there's a reason why I turned this thing a little bit low. Please, dog, I beg of you, I don't need you being the cause of anyone going deaf. Deaf? What? Okay, whatever. Anywho, but basically, redstone really comes in handy when it comes to stuff like this. and the notes go up to 24, I mean, and it gives you quite a good variety. Because you can make some awesome tunes. I have came across several people who have made some amazing creations. Not myself, of course, because I'm still testing them out, trying to get something cool going. But that might be like another 50 years or something. Basically, you can do many things with note blocks. And with jukeboxes, they're just as amazing too, just not as creative. Of course, you can scare yourself a little bit more with something a little more frightening. Where is it? Here you are. And that is to take the forbidden Disc 11 and Disc 13, wherever it is. I swear this thing sounds so creepy, and yet I'm doing this night. I'm gonna die. But yeah, I'm telling you, basically, just as a... Damn, I'm gonna regret hearing this. Yeah, that's it. Alright, so I'm just gonna let this play. Spook anyone else, I guess. Yeah, eerie, scary. Screw off. Anywho, going back to the point at hand, is that this is basically all I can really put as a lesson for musical blocks. Sadly not musical chairs, or this would make things a little more interesting. Jukeboxes, there you go. You can terrify yourself or jam out into a disco if you want. Disco fever! And then you can do note blocks, either singular or do some amazing creations. I have seen people do the Fallout soundtrack, Undertale, Bottle Fights soundtrack, and of course Michael Myers I just did. Kind of bad because I accidentally clicked on one of them too much. I swear you were so terrifying. And that'll be all for today, everyone. I hope you at least learned something, even though no one ever watches this, and I'm such a lonely person. Oh well. I hope you all had a good day, including April Fools. Sorry I missed out. I didn't have anything to do. Later!